You think the speed of light is just a number, 299,792,458 meters per second. Fast, really fast. A convenient constant for physicists to plug into their equations. You are wrong. The speed of light is not just a speed. It is the cosmic brick wall of reality itself. It is not even about light. It is the fundamental architecture of space, time, and causality. And when you finally understand why nothing can break through that wall, when you see what is actually stopping you, you will never think about the universe the same way again. Most people have never truly grappled with this. They just accept it. Einstein said so, but that is not thinking. That is dogma. That is repeating words without feeling their weight. When you ask the real question, what is actually preventing you from going faster? What force, what mechanism, what law is putting on the brakes? You discover something so strange, so fundamentally alien to your everyday experience of throwing a rock or driving a car, that it shatters your brain. The speed of light is not the speed limit of the universe. It is the speed of the universe. Let me make this concrete. Right now you are sitting still. At least that is what your senses are telling you. But you are not. You are strapped to a planet that is hurtling through space at 30 kilometers per second around the sun. The sun is dragging you at 250 kilometers per second around the galaxy. The galaxy itself is flying through the intergalactic void at 600 kilometers per second. Add it all up. As you sit there, feeling the stillness of the room, you are screaming through the cosmos at over 800 kilometers every single second. Now get in your car and drive at 100 kilometers per hour. How fast are you moving? Common sense says it's 800 kilometers per second plus your car speed. Speeds add up. It is the first rule of motion. Shine a flashlight out your car window. The light from that flashlight should be traveling at light speed, plus your car speed, plus the Earth's speed, plus the sun's speed, plus the galaxy's speed. The beam should be moving at the speed of light, plus 800 kilometers per second. But it is not. If you could measure it, you would find that the light is moving at exactly 299,792,458 meters per second. Not 1 meter per second faster. Not 1 meter per second slower. The exact same speed as if you were standing perfectly still on a dead planet in the middle of nowhere. This should break you. This violates every single intuition you have about how the world works. When you're on a moving train and you throw a ball forward, the ball moves at the train's speed, plus your throwing speed. Always. This is Galilean relativity. But light spits on Galileo. Light does not care how fast you are moving. It does not care if you are running toward it or away from it. Light always moves at the same speed relative to you. Why? What demon in the code of the universe enforces this impossible rule? To understand this, you first have to understand what light actually is. Light is not just a particle. It is a force. It is the electromagnetic force in motion. Hold your hands about a foot apart. Imagine if you and the person next to you had just 1% more electrons than protons in your bodies. A tiny, insignificant 1% imbalance. The electrical repulsion between you would be strong enough to lift the entire planet Earth. Not a car, not a mountain, the entire 6 sextillion-ton sphere of rock we live on. But you feel nothing, not a whisper of this force, because the positive and negative charges in your body are balanced with an insane, impossible precision. 1 part in a trillion. This perfect cancellation hides the most powerful force in the universe. Electromagnetism is roughly 10 to the power of 36 times stronger than gravity. If gravity were a single grain of sand, electromagnetism would be all the beaches on every planet in the Milky Way galaxy. And light is what happens when this monster wakes up. Light is what happens when electric and magnetic fields dance together, creating self-propagating waves that ripple through space itself. The speed of that wave is not arbitrary. It is a property of space and time themselves. It is the built-in conversion rate between distance and duration. The speed of light is not light speed. It is the speed at which now propagates through the universe. The story of its discovery begins with a cosmic crime scene. In 1676, a Danish astronomer named Ole Rømer was obsessively tracking Io, one of Jupiter's moons. He could predict exactly when Io should disappear behind Jupiter and when it should reappear. Newton's laws of gravity were perfect, except they were wrong. Sometimes Io was 8 minutes early. Sometimes it was 8 minutes late. This was not a small error. It was a complete failure of the most powerful theory in science. But Rømer noticed a pattern. Io was early when Earth was on the same side of the Sun as Jupiter, and late when it was on the opposite side. The discrepancy followed Earth's orbit perfectly. Instead of throwing out Newton's laws, he asked a different question. What if we are not seeing Io when it actually disappears? What if we are seeing it when the light from that event reaches us? What if light takes time to travel? The idea was revolutionary. Everyone knew that light was instantaneous. You open your eyes, you see. No delay. But Rømer calculated that if light had a finite speed, the 16-minute difference in travel time across Earth's orbit would perfectly explain the 16-minute discrepancy in Io's eclipses. He calculated the speed of light not by measuring light directly, but by trusting gravity and asking why Jupiter's moons seemed to disobey Newton's laws. It was the first hint that the universe had a speed limit. 2 centuries later, James Clerk Maxwell was playing with equations describing electricity and magnetism. He discovered that changing electric fields create magnetic fields, and changing magnetic fields create electric fields. They could sustain each other, creating waves that travel through empty space. Maxwell calculated the speed of these waves. The answer was exactly the speed of light that had been measured. The conclusion was unavoidable. Light is an electromagnetic wave, but more than that, Maxwell's equations showed that these waves always travel at the same speed, no matter how fast you are moving. This was impossible. Speeds should add up. But the math said no. Albert Einstein looked at this mathematical paradox and asked the question that changed everything. What if Maxwell is right? What if light really does always move at the same speed for everyone? What would that mean for space and time? The answer shattered our understanding of reality. Einstein realized that if light always travels at the same speed, then space and time cannot be the rigid, unchanging stage that Newton imagined. They have to be flexible, dynamic, responsive. Imagine you are in a spaceship, accelerating toward a beam of light. Common sense says the light should appear to slow down as you catch up. But it doesn't. You are now moving at 90% the speed of light. Surely now the light beam appears slower. Measure it. Still, 299,792,458 meters per second. This is insane. The universe has a trick so subtle, so counterintuitive, that it took Einstein to figure it out. Time slows down for you. I do not mean time appears to slow down. I mean time literally, physically slows down. Your clocks tick slower. Your heart beats slower. Your thoughts happen slower. From your perspective, everything feels normal, but from an outside observer's perspective, you are aging at a different rate. And space contracts. The distances in front of you get compressed. The universe is rewriting space and time in real time to ensure that light always moves at the same speed relative to you. Space and time are not fixed. They are tools the universe uses to maintain the constancy of the speed of light. Why? What makes this number so special that the universe will literally bend the laws of reality to protect it? Here is what is actually happening. You are always moving through space-time at a constant speed, always. Right now, sitting still, you are moving through space-time at the speed of light. But that motion is divided between the dimension of space and the dimension of time. When you are sitting still in space, all of your motion is motion through time. You are moving into the future at the maximum possible speed, 1 second per second. But when you start moving through space, something has to give. You cannot move through space-time faster than the speed of light. That is the universal speed limit. So, if you start moving through space, you have to slow down your motion through time. Picture this. You have exactly 100 units of motion through space-time. When you are sitting still, all 100 units are motion through time. Start walking. Now 1 unit of your motion is through space, and 99 units are through time. Time slows down for you, imperceptibly but measurably. Get in a spacecraft moving at 50% light speed. Now 50 units of your motion are through space and 50 are through time. Time is moving at half speed for you. Reach light speed. Now 100 units of your motion are through space and 0 are through time. Time stops completely. This is why light does not experience time. From a photon's perspective, it is created and absorbed in the same instant. The universe is frozen, and this is why you can't go faster than light. You cannot have negative motion through time. That is the wall. That is the limit. The speed of light is not a speed limit imposed on the universe. It is a consequence of how space-time itself is structured. As you approach light speed, your mass also appears to increase, not because you are gaining matter, but because your resistance to acceleration increases. To actually reach light speed would require infinite energy, which is impossible. This is not an engineering problem. You cannot build a better rocket engine to solve this. The universe itself is fighting you. Your increased mass, the slowing of time, the contraction of space. These are space-time itself reshaping to maintain the cosmic speed limit. This is not theory. We measure it every day. In particle accelerators, we routinely accelerate electrons to 99.9999% the speed of light. The closer they get, the exponentially more energy it takes to go even slightly faster. The universe always wins. GPS satellites orbiting Earth are moving fast enough that time runs differently for them. They experience time about 38 microseconds per day slower than we do. If we did not correct for this, GPS would be off by miles within a single day. We have tested this with atomic clocks on airplanes. The moving clock has literally experienced less time. Moons created by cosmic rays in the upper atmosphere should decay before they reach the ground. Their lifetime is too short. But because they are moving close to light speed, time slows down for them. From their perspective, the distance to the ground contracts. More muons reach Earth than should be possible in a Newtonian universe. The speed of light is the speed of information. It is the maximum speed at which anything can influence anything else. When something happens on the sun, Earth does not know about it for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. For those 8 minutes, the sun could vanish completely, and Earth would continue orbiting a ghost. Reality itself has a speed limit. This means there is no universal now. Events that are simultaneous for you are not simultaneous for someone moving relative to you. The universe does not have a master clock. Time is personal. Space and time are woven together into a single fabric. Space-time, mass and energy are the same thing. A equals mc squared, where c is the speed of light. Mass is just energy that is not going anywhere. Energy is just mass that is moving. Gravity is the curvature of space-time, and even this bending cannot propagate faster than light. Gravitational waves travel at exactly light speed. The speed of light connects everything. It is the speed of gravity, the speed of time, the speed of existence itself. This is why the universe fights so hard to preserve this number. It is not protecting light. It is protecting the coherence of reality. Without this speed limit, cause and effect would break down. The universe would cease to make sense. So what is the speed of light, really? We are measuring the speed of existence, the rate at which reality processes information, the maximum speed at which here can communicate with there. Think of the universe as a vast computer. It has a maximum processing speed. That speed is the speed of light. Nothing can go faster because nothing can be processed faster. An object moving faster than light would outrun its own existence. This is why photons do not experience time. They are moving at the universe's processing speed. From their perspective, they exist at all points along their path simultaneously. This is why you can never reach light speed if you have mass. You are not just a passenger, you are part of the computation. You have information content, and that information content creates inertia, resistance to change, mass. The more information you represent, the harder it becomes for the universe to process your motion. Light has no mass because photons carry no information about themselves. They are pure messengers. But you are not a messenger, you are a message. A complex, information-rich message that the universe is constantly computing into existence. The universe is not a stage where things happen. It is the happening itself. Space and time are not containers. They are the events. They are the universe computing itself into existence moment by moment at the speed of light. You cannot go faster than light for the same reason you cannot think faster than your brain can process thoughts. You cannot compute faster than the computer you are running on. The speed of light is the heartbeat of existence, the rhythm at which the universe updates itself, the rate at which possibility becomes reality.